Although our history has been sanitized, come with me as we shine a black light in the home we call American history, showing the DNA that blacks have left on this country. It is June 18th, and welcome to another day in Black Light History. I'm glad you're here. I'm your host, Big A. Let's get into it. Born on this day in 1939 was Baseball Hall of Fame left fielder Lou Brock. A six-time All-Star, Brock led the National League 8 times in stolen bases. His career 938 stolen bases is still second all-time. Brock had a .293 career batting average with 3,023 hits. In 1975, he won the Roberto Clemente Award. Brock was a first ballot Hall of Fame selection in 1987. He would leave us in 2021 at the age of 81. In Baltimore, Maryland, on this day in 1889, Robert R. Richardson receives a patent for his improvement to the baby carriage. Richardson redesigned the device and made it reversible, making it look and work similar to what we see today. Happy 35th birthday to Olympic triple jumper Christian Taylor. As a Florida Gator, Taylor won 4 NCAA individual national championships. On the world stage, Taylor is a 4-time world champion and won gold at the 2012 London Games and the 2014 Rio Games. Born on this day in 1994 is rapper Takeoff. As a member of the Atlanta rap trio Migos, the group had several top 10 hit songs. 2016's Bad and Bougie would top the Hot 100 chart and was nominated for 2 Grammy Awards. Rolling Stone magazine ranks the song in its 500 greatest songs of all time list. Sadly, Takeoff was fatally shot in Houston on November 4, 2022, at the age of 28. In the 1960s, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, led by Martin Luther King Jr., had targeted St. Augustine, Florida as a place for segregation protest. On this day in 1964, the Mason Motor Lodge dive-ins occurred, with local media there rolling cameras. 5 protesters, 3 black, 2 white, got into the lodge's pool. The 2 white protesters had gotten rooms and had invited the black protesters to the segregated pool. The owner of the lodge, in an attempt to get the party out of the pool, poured acid into the pool and onto the people. The event made national headlines. Happy 62nd birthday to NFL Hall of Fame defensive end Bruce Smith. Smith would play his college football at Virginia Tech University, where he was a 2-time All-American and a 1984 Outland Trophy winner. Drafted by the Buffalo Bills, Smith would play 19 seasons in NFL. With 200 career sacks, Smith is the all-time sack leader. A 2-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Smith was an 11-time All-Pro selection and was selected for the NFL's 1980s, 1990s, and 100th anniversary all-time teams. The Buffalo Bills retired his number 78 jersey, and in 2009 he was enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Today we remember the life of Baseball Hall of Fame center fielder Larry Doby. Doby would begin his professional baseball career in the Negro Leagues with the Newark Eagles in 1942. He would spend 2 years with the U.S. Navy during World War II. When he returned in 1946, he was a league all-star and won the Negro League World Series. In 1947, he would sign with the Cleveland Indians. He would spend 14 seasons in the major leagues. Doby was a 7-time All-Star, winning 2 American League home run titles, and was the American League RBI leader in 1954. Doby won the 1958 World Series with the Chicago White Sox. Cleveland has retired his number 14 jersey, and in 1998 he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Doby would leave us on this date in 2008 at the age of 79. Called the last lynching in the American West, on this day in Price, Utah, Robert Marshall was lynched in 1925. Marshall was questionably accused of killing James Milton Burns. A mob of up to 1,000 people took him from the police and lynched him from a tree. On this day in 1930, Bill Rohn was lynched in Bryan, Texas. Rohn was a farm worker and was accused of assaulting the daughter of a white farmer who employs him. The mob gathered, and Rohn was beaten and shot to death. Today we remember the life of the Say Hey Kid, baseball great Willie Mays. Mays would begin his professional career with the Birmingham Black Barons in the Negro Leagues in 1948. They would make it to the Negro League World Series but lose 4-1 to the Homestead Grays. He would sign with the New York Giants and in 1951 played his first full major league season, winning the National League Rookie of the Year. Mays would spend 2 years in the U.S. Army during the Korean War. When he returned in 1954, he was the National League batting champion and MVP. He also led the Giants to a World Series win. It was during that series against Cleveland, Mays would make the play of the century with a fantastic over-the-shoulder catch in center field. Mays was a 24-time All-Star and once hit 4 home runs in one game. He was a 4-time steals champion, a 4-time home run champion, a 12-time Gold Glove winner, and won a second NL MVP award in 1965. Mays won the Roberto Clemente Award in 1971. For his career, Mays had 3,293 hits, with 660 home runs, with a .301 batting average. The Giants and the New York Mets have retired his number 24 jersey. In 1979, he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Sadly, Mays would pass away on this day in 1924 at the age of 93. It was the beginning of World War II, and the military needed doctors. They recruited heavily at Harvard Medical School. On this day in 1942, Bernard Robinson became the first black Navy officer when he was commissioned as an ensign into the Naval Reserve. An honors graduate at Boston College and Harvard Medical student, unlike many black officers at the time, Richardson stayed in the military after the war and would work for the Veterans Administration, eventually becoming a hospital chief of staff. Happy 36th birthday to former NFL cornerback Chris Harris Jr., an undrafted free agent out of Kansas University. Harris signed with the Denver Broncos. In his 12-season career, Harris had 22 interceptions, 7 forced fumbles, and 4 defensive touchdowns. Harris was a 3-time All-Pro and was included on NFL's 2010's All-Decade team. He would win Super Bowl 50 with the Peyton Manning-led Broncos. Today we remember the big man, saxophonist Clarence Clemons. Releasing solo albums and playing the saxophone on Aretha Franklin's song Freeway of Love, Clemons was most notable as a member of the Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band. Clarence, along with Springsteen and the band, were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The big man would suffer from a massive stroke and would pass this day, 2011, at the age of 69. Fed up with the de facto segregated Boston public schools, blacks in the community had had enough. On this day in 1963, the first Freedom Stay Out protest was done. Over 8,000 students missed school that day. Their parents would protest at the BPS headquarters, while the children attended freedom schools, rallies for the kids at local churches and community centers. Boston Celtic great Bill Russell came out and spoke to the kids. More protests like this was scheduled. Happy 54th birthday to Boyz II Men singer Nathan Morris. Boyz II Men have 5 platinum albums along with 9 platinum singles. The group has won 9 American Music Awards, 7 Soul Train Music Awards, and 5 Grammys. Their album Boyz II Men 2 is included on Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Albums of All Time list. Happy 45th birthday to Pro Football Hall of Fame tight end Antonio Gates. A 2-sport athlete in high school, Gates chose to play basketball in college. He was a 2-time All-MAC power forward at Kent State. NBA scouts expressed their concerns about his fit in the league, so he would become a non-drafted free agent in the NFL. Signing with the San Diego Chargers in 2003, Gates would play his entire 17-season career with the team. Gates was a 5-time All-Pro selection and was included on the NFL's 2000's All-Decade team. He would have 11,841 receiving yards with 119 touchdowns in his career. Earlier this year, Gates was selected to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2025. On this day in 1967, Houston Astros rookie pitcher Don Wilson pitched his first career no-hitter in a 2-0 win over the Atlanta Braves in the Astrodome. He would go on to pitch 2 no-hitters in his career. In 1969, St. Louis Cardinals center fielder Curt Flood was traded to the Phillies. Flood did not report to the new team. The league's reserve clause prevented him from challenging the trade, so in 1970 he took the league to court. The case would end up at the Supreme Court. On this day in 1972, the court ruled against Flood. Despite the loss, the decision opened the door for baseball free agency to come into existence in 1976. Happy 50th birthday to rapper Silk the Shocker. Born in New Orleans, he would sign on with his brother Master P's No Limit record label and has put out 6 studio albums, 2 of which top Billboard charts and are certified platinum. On this day in 2013, rapper Kanye West released his 6th studio album, Yeezus. The album would debut at number 1 on the Billboard 200 album chart. Nominated for 2 Grammy Awards, the album would be certified double platinum, and Rolling Stone magazine would put it at number 269 on its 500 Greatest Albums of All Time list. That concludes today's events. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe to the channel, and remember, powers try to erase our history, but today can be the day that you achieve something we can discuss next year on Black Light History.